And welcome back to the Power Accountability League. I'm your pal, Dan L. This is my channel. And down below in the comment section, leave your feelings and opinions as they relate to Kal-El. Today's video is entitled, If It Ain't Broke, Don't Fix It. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, right up there with human beings thinking that the road to wisdom is through the land of emotion. No, the road to wisdom is through logic land. As a child, I remember noticing human beings tend to fix things which are not broken while ignoring things which do need to be fixed. We get it backwards. And Bill Maher says that Americans are uniquely and especially stupid. He's right that Americans are stupid, but not uniquely or especially. Humanity lacks intelligence. And since Americans are human beings, America has a problem with societal intelligence. And this was a bad idea. It's something called daylight savings time. I'm going to read you an article from Wikipedia. I know I'm not a big fan of Wikipedia, but sometimes they stumble into scientific reality. But I'm going to read you some word for word. This is verbatim from Wikipedia, and let's do it together right now. Daylight saving time, DST. Also, daylight savings time or daylight time, the United States and Canada, and summertime, United Kingdom, European Union, and others, is the practice of advancing clocks, typically by 1 hour during warmer months, so that darkness falls at a later clock time. The typical implementation of DST is to set clocks forward by 1 hour in the spring forward, or set clocks back by 1 hour in autumn, fall back, to return to standard time. As a result, there is one 23-hour day in late winter or early spring, and one 25-hour day in the autumn. Only a minority of the world's population uses daylight savings time. Asia and Africa generally do not observe it. And this would lend support to Bill Maher's theory that Americans are uniquely and especially stupid. I don't agree with that, but there you go. Daylight savings time clock shifts sometimes complicate timekeeping and can disrupt travel, billing, record keeping, medical devices, heavy equipment, and sleep patterns. Computer software generally adjusts clocks automatically. From year to year, the dates on which to change clocks, says clocks should be clocks, in which to change clocks may also move for political or social reasons. The Uniform Time Act of 1966 formalized the United States period of daylight saving time observation as lasting 6 months. It was previously declared locally. When I was born, wasn't in the area that I lived, no daylight savings time. In fact, if I had to guess, most of America didn't observe daylight savings time when I was born. This period was extended to 7 months in 1986 and then to 8 months in 2005. The 2005 extension was motivated in part by lobbyists from the candy industry seeking to increase profits by including Halloween, October 31, within the daylight saving time period. Let me just say right up front, daylight savings time is stupid. So stupid. Man, yeah, so you're really emotional. Yeah, I am emotional about it. And it's no surprise that it comes from the 1960s. Were there some good ideas in the 1960s? Yes, there were. But there were so many terrible ideas in the 1960s, and this is one of them. Why is it? Because it screws with our natural biorhythms. Again, through millions of years of evolution, human beings became, or not became, well, they adjusted to being a diurnal creature. Now, sometimes I get that backwards. I say that humans are nocturnal. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. We are diurnal. What does that mean? Nocturnal creatures tend to be active at night. Diurnal creatures, humans, active in the daytime. And again, millions of years of evolution, we got used to rising with the sun and doing our activities. And then when the sunlight goes away and nighttime arrives, we go to sleep. And all this does is complicate that. You heard what I said or heard what Wikipedia said, and I agree with them. It can disrupt travel, billing, record keeping, medical devices, heavy equipment. The point is, it disrupts our lives twice a year. We either show up to work early or we show up to work late. That's just one of the consequences of this stupid daylight savings time. There's a part of Arizona which does not observe it, and I think Florida voted in some referendum to not observe daylight savings time, and the federal government's like, "Fuck you! You have to observe it." It's stupid. It is stupid. It is stupid. It's real simple. When the sun is out, you're productive or you live your life. When the sun goes down, people tend to go to sleep. Now, listen, I get it. I'm a night owl. Not everyone conforms to sun and darkness, to the sunlight and the moonlight. Um, Darkness. I tried to be clever. That was a fail. Anyway, um, the point is we don't need the government involved with the whole timekeeping thing. We know when to get up and we know when to go to sleep. It's our choice. It's and it's now in England. I think there was a joke that they called it daylight slavings time. I think that was when Churchill was in power. Obviously, a shot at Churchill. Kind of a cheap one. I'm not too thrilled about it. But the point is, it's a bad idea. And people know it's a bad idea. And they still, this is another example where we do something we know is not productive. It doesn't help our lives. It doesn't. Well, we need that extra hour of. So you heard what they said. The candy industry wants it for Halloween. It's dumb. No, and as you heard me say, daylight, and we can imagine corporations like, yeah, we need one more hour of light for productivity. No, 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 stop it. And it upsets me. And like I said, the number one reason it bothers me is because it's another example of where we cannot accept the natural realm, the natural universe. Wherever you are, because of the rotation of the Earth, it's tilted on its axis, the orbital distance from the Sun, and all that, and the speed of the orbit. Because of those things and many others, we have, depending on your geography, we have a set time for the beginning of the day and the end of the day, and the beginning of the night and the end of the night. We have that. Mother Nature's got it figured out. We don't need to improve upon it because we're not improving upon it. We're just complicating, making things harder. It's another thing for us. It's like, think of it this way. Think of it like every year you have to spend a lot of energy doing your taxes. That's also something. Then that's not related to Mother Nature. That's just human beings screwing around with other human beings. But yeah, we spend so much time in unproductive activities. And it's all because of dumbness, stupidity, our inability to accept um, things that work, and our desire to ignore things which are broken. That's I mean, see, because again, the income tax. We didn't need the income tax. That was another thing we created. We fixed a problem that didn't exist. Daylight savings time. Again, trying to fix a problem which didn't exist. While we have lots and lots of problems that do exist, and we don't fix them. Let's see, the nuclear biological family has been completely destroyed. Maybe we should worry about that. No. We got other things like these, the things we got other stupid things. The earth is gonna turn into Venus. So we're gonna get rid of cars and we're gonna have bicycles, windmills, and solar panels. No. Well, there's an energy shortage. Yes, eventually fossil fuels do exhaust themselves, but that's in the future, and by then we will have come up with there's nuclear energy. That's a way to power civilization, and wind and solar is part of the equation, but there's hydroelectric. So if we run out of coal or natural gas, that's fine. We have other options. That's the whole point of having diversity with your energy supply. But instead of fixing but we're trying to fix the energy shortage, which we don't. And the United States of America exports energy. The USA does not have an energy problem, but yet energy prices are going up. Why? Because Joe Biden is artificially suppressing the production of energy. He's fixing, he thinks he's fixing a problem, he's creating a problem. This is humanity's version of fixing it. We find something which isn't a problem and we fix it. What we've really accomplished is creating a problem which wasn't there before. We do this all the time. It drives me nuts, nuttier. It should drive you nuts because we've spent all this energy figuring out how to power a civilization, and now we want to artificially restrict it. We've Mother Nature has spent millions of years programming us, you and I, all humans, on how to be diurnal, to be active in the daylight. So we don't need the government telling us um, how the government artificially creating an extra hour of daylight. Besides Does that scientifically we can't. The government's like, look what we did. We magically made the day longer. No, you just played with the time clocks. So anyway, that's today's video is pretty short. Hopefully short and sweet. I tend to make these too long, but that's my point. It's one of the biggest things. And as a child, I figured it out. I'm like, hey, I noticed the adults are fixing things which don't need to be fixed. That's weird. Maybe they're not as smart as maybe they're not as smart as they say they are. And it's scary when you think about it. But because you need a world where the adults are the adults and the children are the children. We don't have that. We have a world where everyone fits into the category of children. No adults, just a bunch of unintelligent, short-sighted, narcissistic, self-pitying children. So anyway, that's today's video. Hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from on this. There are problems that humanity needs to deal with, but we're not dealing with them. We're making up stuff. And Limbaugh said this all the time about the post World War II generation. They were constantly inventing traumas for themselves. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. You have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.